Bienvenidos. Welcome to Latino Focus, the show that honors the presence of the Latino community in San Jose. Today in our show, Jaqueline Guzman will talk about the Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley. And later, Julio Cruz will bring us original flavors from Argentina. But first, let's open our show with a great tango performance with Marcelo Solis and his dance couple, Olga Matveeva. Adelante.
Que llenas de encanto a quien escucha tus sones, un tango que atrae corazones con todos los encantos de tus bandoneones, con tu pobre origen afasia del universo, sin más protocolo que tu música y tus versos. Para abrirte paso has tenido que ser brujo por tus propios medios, lograste tu triunfo, oh tango de bellos encantos, hoy vive tu canto en mi corazón. Tango brujo, tango lindo, tango noble, tango guapo, tango hermano de mis largas noches tristes, compañero de mi pobre corazón. Tango brujo fascinante, tango brujo, tango bravo, combatido tango bravo, tango gaucho que a pesar de tanta contra defendiste con altura tu bravura de varón. Tango brujo, fascinante, tango brujo, tango bravo, combatido tango bravo, tango gaucho que a pesar de tanta contra defendiste con altura tu bravura de varón.
Thank you again to Marcelo and Olga. We'll have more information from the Escuela de Tango Marcelo Solis later in our show. But for now, let's welcome our guest, Jaqueline Guzman from the Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley. Jackie, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a real honor.
Can you tell us what the Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley is and what your organization does in the community?
Yes, so we are a movement of Latinas that are dedicated to increasing civic engagement and leadership amongst Latinas in Silicon Valley. We have been around for 15 years. We're celebrating our quinceañera. So for 15 years, we've been bringing programming to bring Latinas together and hear inspirational stories of Latinas who have made it and are inspiring and working in leadership positions.
What are some of the programs that your organization offers to Latinas in the community?
So we kind of have two tracks. One of them is for our professional Latina members. So we have a membership of about 150 Latinas. And for them, we do workshops on professional development. We'll do workshops on how to get involved civically. For example, last year, we had a whole series of workshops on how to prepare to get on a board or commission. Because boards and commissions are really the first step into getting into to civic leadership, and a lot of times we find that women that join a board or commission then decide to run for office. So it's a great pipeline. So we do that for our professional Latinas. We also recognize that a lot of young Latinas don't have social capital when they graduate from college. There's a lot of programming focused on trying to get Latinos to college, but what happens when they graduate and they don't know any professionals, they've never had internships, and they're trying to find a job without that social capital. And so we have a program called the Engaged Latina Leadership Activist Program. It's called the ELLA program. And this is for girls 18 to 26, and it's a 6-month leadership program that tells them, that kind of teaches them about civic engagement and also informs them about the issues that are affecting the Latina community, and then builds up their leadership skills, gives them connections to a professional Latina group like Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley in our membership. And a lot of times what we've seen is girls get internships out of this, they get their first jobs, they get mentors, and it really is a great process for getting them civically engaged, but also building that social capital so they can help themselves professionally.
So were you part of the ELLA program?
I wasn't. So I joined Latina Coalition when I moved to San Jose. I'm originally from the Bay Area, but I moved away to LA, and then I spent some time in Sacramento working for the state. And when I came back, I had lost a lot of my connections in the Bay Area. And so I started working for the city of San Jose, and one of my coworkers, a Latina, invited me to a luncheon being hosted by the Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley. And I was really inspired by the speaker, but more than that, it felt like home. There were so many professional Latina women that I connected with that I knew that this was a group that I wanted to be a part of, and especially because it's sort of like sisterhood in action. So you have a group of Latina sisters that are there supporting you professionally and in your own development, but we're also there together because we want to serve our community, and that felt really special to me. So I started getting involved. I started going to the luncheons and participating in the events, and joined the board 4 years ago, and now I'm board president.
Oh, great. Can you tell us some of the accomplishments the organization has achieved in the 15 years that it's been in existence?
So I know that we've put on over 100 luncheons. So these are luncheons that bring Latina leaders to talk about issues affecting the Latino community and bringing civic awareness. We also have our Engaged Latina Leadership Program, our ELLA program, which has had 6 graduating classes. And with that, 96 graduates. Amongst our graduates, we have women that have run for office and are serving on the school boards. We have women that have graduated for our program that are serving as commissioners in Santa Clara County and City of San Jose. And we have women that have gone on to be policy directors and leaders in their field as well. So it's really great to see how much of an impact we've had in the community.
Can you tell us a little bit of background about the organization itself, how it got started, how it got founded, and what was the driving force behind it?
So it's a really interesting story. At the time that the Latina Coalition was founded, Blanca Alvarado was the Santa Clara County supervisor. She was the only Latina that was serving as supervisor. She had been the only Latina on the City of San Jose council.
And at one point she was vice mayor too,
right,
correct?
Correct. And she was actually thinking about stepping down. And she kind of looked around and realized that there was no other Latina that was prepared to take her role, to take on that seat. And this really concerned her. At the same time, her daughter, Teresa Alvarado, was participating in a statewide program with Hispanas Organized for Political Equality, HOPE. And HOPE runs the Hope Leadership Institute, and it's a statewide leadership institute for Latinas. And Teresa was getting involved in leadership and interested in how she can carve a way for her to be more civically engaged in leadership in Silicon Valley. So they ended up having a meeting in Blanca Alvarado's living room and talking about the idea of creating an organization that would very deliberately create a pipeline for leadership for Latinas. And that was how Latina Coalition was born. The idea was to bring inspirational speakers and bring Latina professionals together to create this pipeline for leadership. And now 15 years later, we really see the impact of that.
As president of the organization, can you share what your goals are that you've set out during your term as president of the Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley?
Sure. So this year has been an interesting year because we are celebrating our 15th year anniversary. So we've been really focusing on having a great quinceañera event celebration. So we just celebrated that September 6th at the Mexican Heritage Plaza. It was a wonderful event. And we are very happy that we are able to share with the community everything that we've been accomplishing. So I think this year our major theme was celebration. A lot of times organizations don't take the time to celebrate their accomplishments, so it was really nice to focus on that this year. In addition to that, we did take a step back from our AYA program in 2014, so instead of having a class this year, we actually had a summit, and we brought together all of the 6 graduating classes for an event where we got their feedback and we learned about the impact that they've had since graduating from the program. And we also brought, of course, inspirational speakers to come address our AYAs, our AYA alumni. So we had Cindy Chavez there to speak to the women. We had Nora Campos speak. We had Javier Campos go speak. It was a wonderful event.
And these are all elected officials in Santa Clara County,
right?
Correct?
And all people that have been involved with our organization.
Great. So for those young Latinas that are looking for a mentor or more information about the organization, where can they go to find that information?
So there's a few places. Our website, www.latinacoalition.org, is a great place to find out information about our organization and how to apply for our AYA program. And we also have a Facebook group that women can look us up on Facebook at Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley. If they just type that in, they can look us up.
Jackie, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for talking about the Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
And later on our show, Julio Cruz will bring us delicious dishes from Argentina. But before that, let's learn how our Latino community should take care of its money with our financial expert, Marcos Lira.
I'm Marcos Lira, a certified financial planner, and today I'm excited to talk about budgeting, part 2. How to set a budget and stay on track. Did you know that 57% of households in America do not have a budget, according to a study? Understand that for some of you who only work part-time jobs and feel you barely have enough to pay for food and rent, it might seem challenging to create a budget. So I'm here to make sure we can break it down to simple steps. First, you want to separate your category expenses into needs and wants. For example, retirement, savings, and food will all go under needs. Your cell phone, cable will go under wants. Step number 2, create dollar limits for each category based on your average spending. Step number 3, list your needs and wants from most important to least important, along with their average spending amounts to each category. Step number 4, if your budget totals are less than your income, then great job. But if your budget is greater than your income, then you need to make some tough decisions and eliminate some of those expenses, mainly from your wants section. If you'd like to receive a sample budget worksheet, please reach out to me on Twitter at MHLira. Until next time, and remember, invest in today to enjoy your dividends tomorrow.
I'm here with Julio Cruz to taste some of the flavors of Argentina. But before we take a bite, let's learn more about the country itself.
Welcome to the land of contrast, Argentina. Argentina is the world's 4th largest Spanish-speaking country and even has territorial claims in parts of Antarctica. Argentina contains both the highest point and the lowest point in the southern and western hemispheres. It also contains one of the most diverse climates, ranging from tropical to subpolar, and extreme biodiversity because of that. The culture of Argentina is as varied as the geography of the country itself. Unlike many other South American countries, Argentina's culture is heavily influenced by Italy, Spain, and other European nations, with only lesser elements of American Indian and African influence. While Argentina is known for many great artists, such as writer Jorge Luis Borges and sculptor Lola Mora, its most influential art export has been the tango, which originated at the end of the 19th century in the suburbs of its capital, Buenos Aires. Argentina is a constitutional republic that was freed by General José de San Martín, liberator of Argentina, Chile, and Peru. The Argentinian flag has influenced many other flags in South America with its color palette and structure. And I hope that this taste of culture and history has made you hungry enough to explore Argentina for yourself.
Julio, thank you for being here today on our show to share with us some of the dishes from Argentina.
Yes.
Can you please tell us what part of Argentina you're from?
Yeah, I'm from Argentina, de Buenos Aires. I am chef for 20 years.
The recipes, where did you get these recipes?
No, my recipe is a recipe family recipe.
Your family recipes from your mom, your dad,
My grandma.
your grandmother.
Yeah, my
She
grandma.
taught you the recipes?
Yeah. And this is my recipe, the dog. Well, in here it's a little touch different for the product is different from Argentina, no?
Mm-hmm.
And right now the little touch different.
Little different touch from the
Yeah,
different
the taste,
ingredients.
Yeah, for ingredients.
So, do you find some of these ingredients here, or do you import them from Argentina?
No, the ingredients is local.
They're all local.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, tell us what you have here for us today.
Oh, well, this is a different, the traditional humita. Inside I have a corn, onion, and the bechamel sauce is a white sauce.
A white sauce.
Yeah, it's traditional. And the rest is the meat, or the name is criolla.
Criolla.
Uh-huh.
And these are the meat empanadas.
It's the meat empanada, the beef empanada in
Beef.
here. Yeah, Angus beef is in here.
Is that the most popular one
It's
in
the more
Argentina?
Yeah, it's more popular. In Argentina, the empanadas is Sigma Pizza.
Uh-huh.
We have one business empanada, one business pizza. This is same for the people like empanada, like a pizza.
Okay.
The criolla is very traditional. Inside I have the meat, egg, rice, and olives, onion.
So you have your own business?
Yeah, I have my business in here for 4 years.
4 years, and it's not a restaurant, but you make it for.
Yeah, it's a wholesale. Yeah, I have my company. I'm prep empanada for different company, different restaurant, and the university, hospital.
The hospitals and the universities, and you mentioned Stanford is one of your
exactly.
one of your clients.
Yeah,
that's great. How many empanadas do you make a month?
Around the 50,000.
15,000 empanadas a month,
month.
and they're all handmade, or do you use a machine to make them?
No, homemade. Every food in my company is homemade.
Handmade. Wow. Yeah. I just look at the details of them. They're, just the folding of them.
The filling.
It's amazing. I wouldn't have the patience to be making so many empanadas. How many empanadas a person makes on average?
Maybe 100, 150, depending on the people. Around the 100, 150 per hour.
Per hour.
Yeah.
100, 150 empanadas per hour. That's what they make.
Yeah.
Wow. They have a lot of patience, a lot of skills to do that. What do we have here as well?
Well, this is the alfajor cookie inside. It's in meat, and in the middle I have the caramel or dulce de leche. The dulce de leche is traditional in Argentina, well, the South America, Chile, same. And the cookie is a dough, is a corn and flour mixer.
Corn and flour mixed, and that's how you make the cookie.
And the middle I have a caramel.
The caramel, is that caramel you make it, or?
No, it's coming from the Argentina.
From Argentina, you bring that from Argentina. Yeah. Wow, and then what do we have here?
And here is a traditional mate.
Mate.
Yeah, the mate is very popular in Argentina. The mate, the people are like all time, in the morning, and the lunch, after lunch, and the night.
So it's a drink that people drink all day.
Exactly.
And it's kind of like a tea?
Yeah, it's a cinnamon tea, no?
Uh-huh.
Have the flavor inside, have the water.
Interesting. Well, anything else you'd like to share about your business with us?
Yeah, my business is in Redwood City. My company is the Empanadas King. The people like it. I'm looking for the internet or website. I have my business.
Great. So if people want to taste some of your empanadas, they can go to your website.
Yes.
theempanadaking.com.
Exactly.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Julio, for being here with us at the show today. We appreciate it, and this amazing food is making me hungry, so I think we're going to have to have a little bit of food after the show.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And for now, let's go to our studio for our Arts Alive segment at the school, or should I say Escuela de Tango, Marcelo Solis.
I came to United States to teach to dance tango. I had a couple of students that I prepared them to perform. They came here, they were successful, and then they found other work, other jobs in a cruise. Later they have kids, so some way they little by little stop coming, and they recommend me to replace, to take over their classes. So in that time I was teaching in Europe too. For me in that moment it was always something that still today gives me a lot of happiness to share this passion that I have for tango. That's how I start to teach in Argentina. I am so passionate into this. I like it so much. I was doing more, going to classes more, going to dance more, and then other people start to ask you, oh, how you did that movement. You start to explain. That's how tango makes you some way become a teacher. I never choose to be a tango teacher, and I think no one can choose to do it. It's not a choice, it happened to you. I always like to dance, but I discovered tango first as music and poetry, because that is what interested to me. In that moment I write poetry, and I listen with my friends, other writers, to tango music and its lyrics, and it impressed to me how much life experience was in those lyrics. I start to discover how much tango represents to me, in addition of the music and the poetry in dancing too, because in 1985 it was a time that democracy came back to Argentina, and Argentina rediscovered its own culture. Some way the way we speak is also in the cadence of the music, and also it's the way we dance. One of my teachers told me one time, tango begins in your sight, you see it. Then in your ear, you listen to the music. Then you go to dance, you meet this lady on the dance floor, or for a lady, this guy on the dance floor, and you embrace. You feel an emotion, because that's what happens when you embrace someone. And then, after all that, your feet. So the feet is the last part of what tango is. When a new student starts to learn to dance tango, I try not to be too demanding with the person. But if I see that this student is demanding me with more knowledge and to get involved in tango more, then I go into challenge this person, and I will ask this person to be able to recognize the different orchestras by listening, starting with that, later the singers. So when the student really wants more, I tell, well, now you have to go and see tango in its own environment. And furthermore, to go and meet my teachers, the persons that I learn from, that are older and they learned to dance tango in the 1940s and 50s, when tango was not a special activity. It was the life of these people.
I'm first completely moved by the music, and that was one of the first things that I found when I discovered tango, sort of by accident on a Groupon, was that I, for some reason, feel completely connected to this music. It makes me feel like alive and just amazingly connected to everything and everyone. And so coming here, I mean, Marcelo's classes are really the most, I'm gonna say, traditional. He cares the most about preserving culture. And so when you learn from him, you're learning something that's very authentic and something that's not, it's not staged. He doesn't necessarily have choreography. It's just, you know, certain elements that you can put together in a very creative way, and it's a social dance. I feel like in our society now, it's like people are so disconnected, and this dancing tango is one way to kind of reconnect with other human beings. So I'd recommend for everyone to do it. I mean, you get such a happy feeling afterwards. It's like, it's better than anything.
A person may try without knowing exactly what you are getting on, and then discover a whole world that traps you. I know of people that start to dance tango and then they leave everything, like they were living here in the United States and they move to live in Buenos Aires, and their whole life changes. Today I have a student that is an older lady. I never asked her age, but she tell me she's an aged person, and she told me, "Oh, Marcelo, you changed my life." Well, no, it's not me, it's tango. Something that is really big. You go, you think it's something in which I will be able to have fun and move my body, but then you find that this creative activity and creation always makes transformation, not only in the art that you are doing, but also in yourself.
Thank you to our audience for supporting Latino Focus. That's all for our show today. And remember that in each community, there's beauty and strength. Gracias y hasta pronto.